right, everybody ready? Good. All right, questions for Coach.
Brad, how's the transition been to full pads, physicality of the team so far?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's much of a difference between shells and full pads. You want to practice the exact same way. You got to stay off the ground. It's not like you're tackling. So really, there shouldn't be much of a difference. It's more of a feel thing for those guys, and obviously then you can take some stuff off. Knees colliding and all that kind of stuff when you have knee pads in. But this day and age, there's not a ton. You want to play fast and physical, but you want to play smart, whether you're in shells, just uppers or in full.
All right, what have you seen from Alex Safari from year 1 to year 2? I mean, he was a guy who got a lot of attention last year, obviously playing as a freshman. What has he kind of managed on?
There's a confidence boost because there's a comfort level. He understands what he needs to get done. It's not. I saw a headline the other day of Christian McCaffrey saying it's nice I'm not learning the playbook. I'm trying to master it or something to that extent. And I think that's kind of where he is. It's not, hey, I'm trying to learn what you guys are going to have me do. I understand. Now let me get really good at it and honed in. And so I think there's a comfort and a confidence. And it's still not perfect, but everybody's going to make mistakes. But he's obviously one we're excited about.
How do you feel about your depth at inside linebacker right now?
Yeah, that's something that's still sort of in the process. I've been proud of the way those those second and third level guys have stepped up and practiced, and they understand the urgency, in which that they're going to have to play, and they're going to have to play meaningful snaps, and in what role that is specifically, everybody's going to be a little bit different. But I think we're moving in the right direction. We're not there, but we're definitely moving in the right direction.
Brad, staying in that room, what are the steps for Trevin to take that you're trying to look for in his improvement? He's obviously had success already, but there's always room to get better.
Yeah, the thing with Trevin, and he'd be the first one to admit it, is like it's about playing the linebacker position, not just being a great athlete, sort of running around. He's really started to hone his eyes. Now it's like the nitty-gritty details. I've been pleased with his hand use, taking on blockers. He's been more physical, which you need to be in sort of our defense. His understanding of our defense, when I talk to him about scheme, big picture, he can visualize. So that's a big thing when you've got that ability to not have to see it on a whiteboard. I can just describe something that's happening, and then he can autocorrect from there. So those are the things that you need him to improve upon, and he would say it's just that linebacker position. And I think you saw it through spring, and you really see it here in fall camp. Similar to that question with Alec, like there's a comfortability right now to how he's playing the game, which allows him to play fast, which when Trevin's playing fast, it's a different level of speed.
The outside backers, in particular, feel great. Talk about that. Feel great.
Yeah. Again, kind of like the inside linebackers, where you've got a first group that has, experience obviously in JJ, and then, Keaton out there at Sam. But where it's Fearbry and Noah, those guys are, it's their redshirt freshman year, and they're looking to take a step, not necessarily the giant step to necessarily displace JJ, right? But that's somebody that when they go in, you don't feel a massive drop off, right? And they've got a great leader in JJ. Tyrese, thing with Tyrese is he's got a ton of ability, but he needs to, football is not just a physical game. We talk about it, right? There's a mental component and there's an emotional component. And for him, he needs to continue to hone both of those aspects, sort of that the mental, knowing exactly what to do, and then also the emotional that, hey, listen, I'm not going to be great on every snap. He wants it so bad at times, and you just have to, at times, you just got to let it go, move on, understand that there's a correction to be made. And he had a little blip early in the week, and, we had a talk, and over these last two practices, it's been great. He's been able to let plays go. He's been moving on, and he's playing better. That's reflective in how he plays. continue a learning process for all those guys. But, they got a great, really good one in front of them, JJ, to lead, and so again, another group that the guys behind are going to have to play meaningful snaps, and so they need to keep grinding.
Anticipate still using Andre Phillips at nickel some because he was so good there last year, or is he just focused primarily on the corner?
Yeah, no, he's going to have to play both. He's going to play both corner and nickel, and again, there's another guy that's playing with a lot of confidence right now, and so at both positions. And so that's excited to see him sort of have one of those big breakout years. It's his time now for that.
At this point, how much do you rely on your older guys to coach the younger guys to help them along, just with setting a standard, with learning the system and know what to do here and there? Especially for somebody who's been in, you've been in your position for a few years now. People know what to expect.
It's huge. It's huge when the older guys take charge, because when they do, it shows you that they've assumed ownership. They don't just rely on the coaches to make all the corrections, because at that point they've passed on the ownership to the coaches only. I only worry about myself. When you see the older guys, and you see it at every level. That's what I love about this group. That's why I'm excited. I come out every day, and I just love. They like being around each other. They encourage each other. And hey, listen, the old guys help correct old guys. Old guys help correct young guys, and then they ask good quality questions of the coaching staff. So yeah, practice would be really hard and dull if the coaches were the only ones coaching.
Speaking of old guys, Liam made the comment the other day about Devin Leary seeing the whole field so well and utilizing so many of his weapons. How does that help your guys on that side of the ball when you've got a guy that experience who's seen everything?
Yeah, it's huge, because it forces our guys to work on disguising. It forces our guys. Anytime you're going against a high-level player, it elevates your game. And so if it's a really good O lineman, it's going to elevate a D lineman's game. Or if he's climbing to the second level, if it's a receiver that's really good at route running, man, it's going to only make those DBs better, And then when you have a quarterback, it makes the whole defense better, because you have to realize, hey, listen, we can't work independently. Like, to fool him, we have to do this all on a string. We have to work together. The pocket is going to be really important to disrupt some of the vision, and then the disguise in the back end to try to create some confusion. And that's where the great quarterbacks separate themselves. The ones that can diagnose quickly the full field, and then they know where to go with the ball, or they know which check, if they have to, check to a better play, so it makes me as a coach better. If you've got a young quarterback that can't operate, it's easy to call defense, and and really you can confuse them quite a bit. It makes me work. It makes me rethink when you're trying to confuse an older guy.
How's the Maxwell Harrison progressing? Second quarterback spot.
That room is that's a competitive room. Max has made some good plays. Continues to show up. And pleased. I thought JQ probably had one of his best practices at camp today. Obviously, Jordan Robinson is doing a lot of good things as well. So there's a lot of competition in that room, and it's not perfect. There's some things that we still need to get cleaned up. And again, the offense is stressing us quite a bit, and we knew that would happen, and that's good. They need to feel, getting beat. They need to know what it feels like. The receivers are doing a good job of being able to push and stretch vertically on us. It's one thing we've always taken pride on is not giving up big plays, and so we've got to continue to improve there.